feeling going ahead against this game against Cove?
I think we couldn't be in a better place, to be honest with you. We've had 3 really good victories. We've got ourselves into a really favourable position in the group, and we know if we get anything out of the game that will take us through to the next round, we'd love to win it, make sure we're seeded and qualify. So that's our aim. Looking forward to the game.
Must give you a lot of confidence as well going into the season with such strong performances as well in this competition.
Yeah, of course, but I've seen it go the other way where you sometimes don't realise your frailties. You've done well in the League Cup and you start the season poorly. We don't want that. We want to carry on the momentum. And I've seen teams also struggle in the League Cup and they start the season well. So I've seen all sorts of permutations with teams, but we'll be hoping to keep the momentum going. We're doing pretty well, and as long as we keep our standards up, which I'm sure the boys will do, that we're quite happy where we are, and we're hoping to qualify out the League Cup or into the next round of the League Cup and start the season well. That's our aim, that's our objective.
Now we're seeing obviously with the win with these 5, the presence of players coming through the youth academy, and I know that's been very much a similar kind of process throughout recent years at Thistle. Do you think the year coming up there's going to be even a stronger kind of youth representation in that first team?
I treat. If they're good enough, they'll do well and they'll play and they'll be involved. I don't want to rush players. I like to give them the right time and the experience, because sometimes you can put them in too quickly and you can ruin them. So they'll be gauged where they are. We've got some really good youth, so it's great for the club, of course, but we'll monitor them and make sure that we don't rush them into or through their career. You can see boys like Roddy and Cammy Harper coming through, Cammy Mackay, boys like that. I maybe missed one at Lewis Hyde. They're gaining experience, slowly, and they're getting game time and experience behind them, and it's standing them in good stead. And that's what we hope to do with every player. But if somebody really stands out, then they'll be involved. But we take care of them as well as try to get them involved.
Good stuff. That's all from me. Thanks.
Obviously, as you said, you can sometimes have a good run in the cup, you sometimes can't. It doesn't affect how you start the league season, but how do you feel in terms of, obviously it was a disappointing end to last season, but how is the sort of mood in the camp? Do you get a good feeling about the place and obviously good results going into the league campaign next week? I
think overall last season was a success. Yes, we were disappointed not to get in the Premier League, but I think we had a really good season. So the mood in the camp then was tremendous, and it's carried on again. Now I've lost some players, but I think I've signed really well, and I think my staff and I have worked really hard to bring these players to the club, and I'm hoping that it's enhanced us, because if it has, we have a really good chance. And I'm quite pleased with what I've seen so far, but I don't get too carried away, as you know. So we just keep it balanced, Stephanie. We don't want to go and shout for the rooftops. We just want to go about our business. And to be fair, that's what we've done in the League Cup, and we'll be hoping to take that into the league, as we say.
And you have brought a few new faces in. Are you likely to bring in any more, or is that your business done? I
think that will be the business done. I'm quite happy with what I've got. I've said to everybody every week, we're versatile, and if we carry a few injuries, we've got a few players that can play different positions. So I'm quite happy, to be honest with you. And alluding to your other question, the team spirit here is great. It's a great. I've always said it's a great group, but I don't just say that if it wasn't. If there was things wrong in the dressing room, I would certainly sort them out. But I've not had a minute's problem with any of the boys. It's just a pleasure to work with them, to be honest with you.
And how good a test is this for you this weekend against Cove, with them obviously just coming up to the championship?
Yeah, they had a disappointing result against Celtic Hearts, but I think they showed against Albion Rovers and Livy they're more than capable. And I know he's my big mate. He'll have them organised. I know exactly what they'll do and how they'll set up, but it's up to his players to go and perform. But I know we're going to have to be at it, because they're a dangerous team and we need the points. If we're going to qualify out this group, we need to make sure we take something out of the game.
And what do you make of Cove under Jim Manager? Obviously a man you know very well. What are you sort of expecting from them under him this season?
I think, I don't want to get too involved with what Jim's doing, but I think if they stay in the league, it'll be a successful season for Cove. And you saw what happened with Arbroath. If you gain momentum, then a bit of confidence comes in, then great things can happen. But I'm sure knowing him and the way he works and the way he operates, as I said to you already, organised, hard to beat, and they've got dangerous players, so we have to be wary of that, not just only in the upcoming league game, but especially this League Cup, because we must take something. That's what I'm saying to my players.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers.
Well, you
Cheers,
some of your success and performances down to get your transfer business done early this year. I mean, it's been really quick and
It has, Stevie. I must admit, it kind of fell into place where sometimes you know you need a position, and then you try and you get knocked back, and then you get another knock back, and then one drops for you, and you think, right, that's that one done, and it takes a wee while. This year, when I went for one, it seemed to just happen, and I always allude to George Oakley, who I was after a target man. I was trying a couple of targets, not naming names, and suddenly Big George, his agent, contacted us, and I thought, oh, have a bit of that. And then seeing the big man, how you know what he's like to the club and how he loves it here, and the fans love him. But that's not just why you sign him. Then you check out his background. I told you, Ross Hughes, said one of the best lads you'll get, works his socks off for you, and he's got the technique and just the attitude and the right type of boy in the dressing room. So I was like that. That was probably one of the final pieces of the jigsaw until Dan Mackay came, which I had, like, obviously in the back of my head. But they all fitted quickly this year, and that happened, so I was quite surprised myself, and it was great. Yeah, I think it's good to get them together, get as many as you can in pre-season, and if you get that helps, there's no doubt.
And obviously, just touching on the other night, is it blatant to see some defenders come up with goals? Because obviously you'll need to rely on just more than the strikers to get goals this year.
I think we've shared our fair share last year as well. I think everybody chipped in. I would like my strikers to score as many as they can. Obviously I'd love a 15-20 job, and then your midfielders chip in, your defenders. But it was good for Big Wallace, only had an hour in him because he missed a bit of pre-season. It's a great finish. When I saw it again, it was so hard to take and execute, and I thought he did it brilliantly. But yeah, I think if you're going to have success during the season, I think most positions have to chip in, and then you get to Cammy Harper, who's been doing it pre-season. Cammy's been, I've been so pleased with him. I'm so pleased for him, because the one thing I wanted Cammy to do, and I'll not hide it, was to get better defensively, and he's been brilliant so far. He really looks as if he's turning into a man, and I love that, because I don't have to coach Cammy how to have technical ability going forward, bend in free kicks, which he's done against St Johnstone, closed doors, and then the other one the other night. So absolutely, honestly delighted for Cammy so far. Has to keep it going.
No, I agree with you. And then just lastly, obviously aims just to get through, get 3 points on Saturday, but is it important to try and be seeded for the next round? Is that something you're thinking about?
I think it would be good, yeah. I think it would be good. Maybe the club will tell me differently if we get if a big team, if they get through, one of the Old Firm or whatever, and one of the teams that are going to bring a big support, or you're going to play at a big stadium. I think maybe the club would want that, and we might still get that. But if we're seeded and we get somebody else and get further into the competition, I want to go as far as I can. And I'm sure my team, it's not just me, it's my team feels that way as well.